Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones, how are you guys doing today? How's life? If you guys remember, last episode we made the Tree of Life, we made a ton of Essentia and I have upgraded most of the jars, ignore this side, and we started automating Adamanite and Meatminite. Yes, that one. The amount of resources that you need in order to make Meatminite is quite a bit, so I'm always scared that it's not gonna fit inside the input buses. On the modular machine, obviously. So I'm ordering them 10 at a time, and the reason that we needed Meatminite was that we wanted to start upgrading our solar panels. However, that is going— oh, the beautifulness is gone. It's okay. Anyways, life must go on, so I decided that maybe we should work here a bit. The thalmic replicators. It has been explained to me that there are a few things called mythic shells. The first 6 dimensions that we visited and we made the resource miners of, they're the first mythic shell. The next 8 are going to be the second, and then there is something else down the line which I don't know where it is, but there's quite a bit of them. In order to break those shells, we need to produce a ton of liquid and also make a lot of resource miners. And we're going to try and automate those liquids over here. In order not to get permanent brain damage, here's what we're going to do. In every episode, we're going to try and optimize the production of fluid that we need for the 6 original resource miners. And every episode, we try to make a brand new resource miner for the additional garnets, and hopefully try to optimize other things along the way. So the first fluid that we are going to try and optimize is going to be luminous lava, because the ender tank is empty. And I forgot. And if you guys remember, luminous lava is used in the Deeplands Mythic Void Miner. That's one of the garnets and a bunch of other garbage. Previously, when we wanted to make luminous lava, what we did was this. We melted down crystallized obsidian, we melted down lumium, and we put them inside a chemical reactor and we got luminous lava, but 400 millibuckets. In a thalmic replicator, it's a bit more expensive, but you get 16 buckets. And also, to be honest with you, it's more compact. And looks nicer, because it's purple. So at our small base over here, what we're going to do is that we're going to ask the ME interface to export crystallized obsidian. And even though it does tell you that crafting cards are bad for lag, avoid using, we will use them. Because I don't think there's any other way of doing this. What the interfaces are going to do is that they're going to just provide the resources. We're going to have a melter, a filter for crystallized obsidian, we extract it from the interface, and that is crystallized obsidian, the fluid. Although now that I'm thinking, what if we bring the interfaces to the top, or at least a bit higher up? Actually, it doesn't really matter. We still need to provide garbage to these. As a very small buffer, we're also going to have a fluid drawer for crystallized obsidian. And for the first mythic shell, the 6 original dimensions that we visited, we're going to need something else for the thalmic replicator, and that is called twilight matter. It's not a super complicated thing. For the moment, we just need to use Eden fragments. So for cemetery purposes, we're going to have a sequential fabricator. Because we're getting the soul, we're not getting the gem. We need to convert it inside the sequential fabricator, or whatever actually. That goes inside the magma crucible, and it's very slow. With some upgrades, yeah, it's not that bad, but that is twilight matter. We actually don't really need a crazy amount of it. It doesn't have to be that fast because it's not consumed that fast. But again, one more drawer as a buffer. And maybe some storage upgrades? Why not? As I have already mentioned, the twilight matter is going to be used in 6 of these thalmic replicators for the 6 resource miners. So each and every one of them is going to receive 1 ender tank. I was actually told that it will suck it in. It's not. It's fine. We can export it. For luminous lava, crystallized obsidian goes inside the other fluid hatch. And since the thalmic replicator has 1 item input bus, we have to make sure that we have exactly the same number of items that you see over here inside that input bus, because otherwise it's gonna get clogged up. For that, I'm using a limited item filter from Ender.io. So we have both fluids, we have the garbage. The replicator is not working, because we also need to provide it with aspects. And that is why I have mechanized Essentia smelters over here, which don't really work. The Mitrilum smelter is fine enough. I shouldn't have made the multi-block. I think it's buggy. But basically, over here we're going to have different storage disks for different Essentias, and each one of them is partitioned. So this one is only for Perdicio. At the back of the machine, we do have the Essentia input hatch, so we can have an export bus for Essentias, and we can just drag and drop the Essentia. So now if I hook it up to the system, it should go in. Yes, perfect. We do need some acceleration cards. Yep. Much better. So now this guy is working. It takes 40 seconds and we will get 16 buckets of luminous lava. There is a fluid output down there. It should go into the tank. 40 seconds is a lot. Did it go into the tank? No. You know, I use conduits because they always work. I just wanted to mention that. But anyways, that is luminous lava. So that is off the list. I think our next fluid is going to be the dragon blood resin. The old system used to work fine, but I might need that setup in order to add more phytogenic insulators. So we're just going to transfer everything over here so that we will free up space near our own base. Because these brand new setups that we're making, they're never ever gonna change. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our setup for Dragon Blood resin. It just has one machine. But yeah, as usual, we're producing it very slowly. I also decided to put some banners from Thumbcraft so that I know which essentia goes inside which machine. But that is the 2 fluids for today. Now we need to work on a resource miner. Out of the 8 new dimensions that we have visited, the only one which we have the statue of the boss is Candyland. So yeah, this amazing recipe that you see in front of you is going to be our next target. That gives us the Candyland cap. You know, same as usual, we need 4 caps, we need 4 stones, and we make the resource miner with an extra fluid. Well, actually 2. Am I blind? Oh, it's just a fog. I have encoded the patterns for every single cap that we have to make, all the 8, and well, for the first one, the Candyland cap, we're missing these items. Don't really know why I have Shadow Shoggoth flesh. Well, I guess we don't have much. We can make like 2 resource miners, then we have to fix that one too. Anyways, from all the items that you see, we're missing some very important stuff. The most important thing that we're missing is pig iron. Yeah, it's such a difficult recipe, I know. But it also does have EMC, so let's get a bunch. The next thing that we're missing is the blood-infused glass, which has to be converted into stasis plate. It's actually a cheap recipe, let's get a bunch. Remember, I need to make 8 resource miner, all of them have the same garbage. So for the Candyland cap, we're missing the purified titanium ingot, blank greater focus, and the heart of darkness. Aww, that's so sweet. No, the big focus is not going to be a big deal, we just need a bunch of blank lesser focus, and the rest of that should be automated. Yeah, that is advanced, and that is the greater. And for the primordial sliver, we need a pattern. Why not? Well, for now, this is a bunch of lesser focus. Let's see if we can craft 4 of the greater one. Lovely. Craft it then. So for the cap, we're just missing the purified titanium and the heart of darkness. Oh, no, let's get the titanium. Getting the purified titanium is a bit of a grind, considering the fact that we need half a stack of them, because we need the sigil of purity. And this, I think, has to be done manually, but in any case, we need juniper berries. And guess what? He sells us juniper berries. So this is what we want. You shall receive your emeralds, and here is your power. And maybe a bit of upgrades cause you're slow. Purified titanium doesn't have that many uses, so we're just gonna make 1 stack of the sigil of purity. I was going to make a stack, and then I remembered something. We have already made this, and I think it's reusable. Yeah, okay. Then we're good. Let's make a few stacks. It's a very good thing I didn't make a stack. Last time we didn't need that many, so I just made the cleansing ball manually, but this time I also added a villager for it. Apparently that was also not necessary, although I'm not really sure why we used it for. Anyways, for the candy cap, we have everything except the heart of darkness. Aww. No, that's actually the worst one. We need something called Eldritch Will Crystal, which comes from the Eldritch Will Seed, which has to be crafted with 4 Eldritch Will Crystals, which everything in the recipe is pretty standard except this. Tartarite dust comes from the ore, and the ore can be crafted with 100,000 PE. And there's no ore quadrupling for that, you need to do that twice. It's a very good thing that we have some Omothal stones. We had like 15, and I don't really know why. So here is our sacrifice. And since we need to do this recipe twice, let's get another sacrifice. You come with me. We have 1.2 million PE inside the energy container, but I guess charging up the Abyssal Nomicon takes time. Anyways, we shall see. Well, we have the ore. That's nice. Oh, that's a quest. Interesting. So we need 4 dust and there is no way of quadrupling it. We can triple. Yeah, maybe there is a way, but it's not worth it. We let this guy charge up. How fast do you charge up? Oh my goodness. So you can't quadruple it here, right? No. I'm assuming it doesn't even go in a sag mill? No, it's perfectly fine. We shall pulverize. That's 2 dusts. I noticed that you can put the Necronomicon inside the energy container and it does charge up a bit faster, but it's still very slow. So I thought in the meantime I should take care of the other stuff that we need. For example, the Eldritch Will Crystal Seed can be put inside the phytogenic insulator, but you need moonstone. So I did set up a few resonators in order to make it for me. And then I started to check the recipes. What the hell do we need for the new tier of resource miners? You know, each one of them needs 2 fluids. So the candy one is actually going to be the easiest one because we just need the milkiest chocolate, which comes from chocolate that we are getting it from our loot fabricators. But there is one fluid which is used in all 8 resource miner, and that is called the cosmic matter. So the cosmic matter is a combination of violet matter, which is expensive, Eden star, we do have it on auto crafting, and raw DNA. So I'm not an expert on forestry or beanies, extra bees, trees, whatever, But I think we need drones, because you can't really mass produce pollen. Well, you can use saplings. Dude, you just spawned. It's even bugged out. He hasn't spawned. It's just a fog. I have an idea, but it could be very stupid. I don't want to do bees. So this is a normal oak sapling, correct? If we put it inside an analyzer, it's no longer from Minecraft, it's from forestry. And this one actually gives us the raw DNA. So I have been thinking, is there a machine which does the same thing? And yes, there is. This is the block version of the portable genetic analyzer, requires power and liquid honey. We have both. It's just that, is this a difficult thing to make? Not really. 2 panes and a diamond, right? Oh, you're slow. But it's okay. I'm not in a hurry. The reason that I'm doing it like this is that saplings have EMC. So why the hell not? Let's do that. Nothing to analyze. Good. Let us try to get an ender tank for honey. It's yellow, yellow, yellow. There is also one from Beanie's genetic, but I thought this is fine as well. So that's honey. That goes in. At this very moment, I'm lazy, so that's power. And we just get a stack of saplings. That was instant. Oh, it's not instant. Takes time, but it does do 1 stack. So thanks to my amazing knowledge of forestry, I think this solution is going to work. Do not laugh at my knowledge of forestry. A few episodes ago, we went to a dimension called Wildwood, the blue dimension. After that, immediately we had a quest in order to make enzymes, and I was very confused, why the hell do we need enzymes? So apparently you need that in order to make liquid DNA. But we do have all the machines. Let me try to set it up. Oh, and by the way, I did load a brand new chunk. We want it to be in the center of the base. Almost. Although that's really not the center. I'm just saying. Doesn't really matter. We go with the center of the chunk. Eventually I will have solar panels. In any case, let me try to figure out how to make enzymes again. I'll be right back. Since it is recommended that we do not use crafting cards that often, I'm using an actual fabricator. I'm exporting sugar and bone meal. That gives me the growth medium. That gives me the growth medium fluid. We get bacteria and finally enzymes. I'm not sure if this is a fast enough rate or not. Although enzymes on their own are not going to cut it. We also need ethanol. I think I found a semi-cheaty recipe. I'm not even sure if it's good enough. So this is biomass from cyclic. If you put it inside a melter, that gives you liquid biomass. Don't really know why I put 42 of them inside, but okay. As long as it's not a stack, it's good. It's not more than a stack actually. That liquid biomass has to go inside a fractionating still. What the hell is this? Don't really know. But okay, I made a pattern for it. I thought it's important. So biomass goes inside a fractionating still. We give you some power. Please don't give me garbage. I don't understand why machines have to start slow and then you have to upgrade them. Just start fast. What is this thing? Unnatural hunger again. Next episode we have to fix warp. I set up these machines and I had like 5 warp effects. Okay, biomass does not give us garbage, but it does give us ethanol, which is good. We're getting the ethanol. The reflux column is going to improve the production of ethanol just by a bit. Everything that we have just made goes inside something called a gene pool. Yeah, ethanol is in, enzymes are in. Let's give it more enzymes. I have extra ones on me from the previous attempt. But in any case, if we give you some saplings, you should give me liquid DNA, but very slowly, right? Oh my goodness. That's gonna be worth 10 millibuckets. Yeah, that's 10 millibuckets of raw DNA. So I'll tell you what, it seems that enzymes are consumed at a very slow rate, and we're making ethanol faster than we're making enzymes. So the solution is more gene pools, right? Yeah, the gene pools are incredibly slow, so 3 of them works really fine. Although one of the things that you should remember is that the liquid DNA is one of the items that we need in order to make cosmic matter in a machine that we don't have. So it is the next day and I logged in, and that's the problem. She only does that once every time you log in. But anyways, I was going to say that yes, to be frank, we have one of those machines, but that's making us spatial matter for the other 6 resource miners. We need to make a new one and we are going to have a bit of a problem. In order to make the spatial crucible, which is not a horrifying recipe, what we need is spatial pylons. I have never crafted them, we just found them on Sedna. But I'm assuming from now on we should start crafting them. You need a lot of garbage. So here is a recipe for spatial pylons. Thankfully it does give us 6. Wow, they felt really generous on that recipe. Now if I want to order, I don't know, 20 spatial pylons, what are we missing? Singularity is fine. You need the crystalline pink slime energy conduit, which does require pink slime. The ingot. Oh, we have them. Yeah, I have 2000. I'm a genius. But that is actually the only alloy that we're not producing here. I thought it's not going to be necessary. And yes, I have unnatural hunger. One more? Okay. Thank you. The otherworldly comb that we need in order to make the spatial pylons is not a problem. We have 12,000. But in the other system, not in the main system. So the only thing that we're missing is the dimensional transceiver. I don't want to know how it's made. Do I? Actually, it's not that bad. If I have not done any miscalculations with these lapis singularities, we should be able to have 12 spatial pylons, but we're not gonna make them in one go. Because the power stone that we need does require a lot of gradium. Oh, we have the essence. Okay, for this one, I can make an exception. For the other ones, we have to do them bit by bit. There is a limit on the input hatch of the modular machines. So if you want to order like, I don't know, 10 power stones, look, you need 2000 radium. The Dreadland matter is not important, it does have EMC. I moved our old spatial crucible and I also made a new one, and I have moved them to our brand new base. This is the old one, which is making us the spatial matter, and this one, the brand new one, is giving us cosmic matter. And since I'm actually chunk loading all of these areas, I thought maybe we should add to our power grid. This is a total of 6 chunks loaded, that is another one, so yeah, we can have quite a decent amount of power. Also, I just wanted to mention that yeah, technically speaking, I can have one set of AETM solar cells, but since everything has to be done inside the modular machine, 80,000 Victus is not gonna fit in there, or 24,000 per Contio. So still I have to order Midnight bit by bit. But oh boy, since I have moved to ultimate furnaces, life is amazing. That one person who left me the tip, I'm actually very grateful. This is the speed that I'm making solar cells, it's just amazing. Let us add a bit to our power grid. It makes me happy, although the cells are still ionite. Since solar panels are getting a bit repetitive, I thought maybe we should also have some lightning rods. 9 of them to be exact. They're centered, right? I tried my best. Can I get this? Oh my goodness, another Eldritch Guardian. I swear to you, it's every 5 minutes. I even have warp board. My warp board just finished. Definitely next episode we are going to fix warp, but can I get this to 0.1% one day? Takes a year, right? Maybe even 2 years. I'm not sure. So we do have our cosmic matter. Our Necronomicon is full, that's good. That means for the Candyland cap, we're just missing the Heart of Darkness. Aww. No, what we wanted was the Tartarite dust, correct? This hopefully should be the last time that I have to do this. Where's my cow? So, you work, you die, give me the garbage, give me. Thank you. Didn't I put a pulverizer somewhere? Oh, so here is the stupid dust. That also goes inside the Hellfire Forge, and I have my Tartaric gem. Does require a bit of demonic will, but on a very positive note, this is something that we have to do only once. Because from now on, we can just put it inside the phytogenic insulator, and get a bajillion, very slowly. But that should be our first Heart of Darkness. Oh, why do I have extra? Oh, I took it from the drawer. I was so confused. In any case, one Heart of Darkness goes on the front door, and for Candyland, here is the cap. Lovely. As usual, what we have is the cap. And even though we have already made the cosmic fluid, the resource miner does require 2 fluids in order to operate. For Candyland, it's actually not that difficult. All we need is called milkiest chocolate. Which obviously, in order to make the milkiest chocolate, you need a cow. I killed 2 cows. Oh, you're here. I was sure there were 3 of them. So unlike the previous fluids that I made a full automation for them, this time I'm not gonna do that. We're going to try and have very garbage and temporary automations which are fast. Well, not super fast, but decently fast. Cause for making the milkiest chocolate, we can go with the mod whose name I shall not mention, and we get 200 millibuckets. But after we get the Candyland Garnet, it's an easier recipe inside the Atomic Replicator, and we get 16 buckets. That was a lot of senses. 40. So as usual, we need a melter. We are getting chocolate from our loot fabricator. That goes in. That gives us molten chocolate. Molten chocolate has to go inside a chemical reactor. And that gives us the milkiest chocolate. That goes inside a tank, which looks amazing. And that's it. We just gather a bunch until we get the garnets. Do you have like auto input? No, it's fine. I'll use a hopper. Also, this time, unlike the previous times, we have a bit of a problem. There is a candy block, and then there's a block of candy. One of them is garbage, and you can get it easily. The other one is expensive. We need 4 of them, which we can't do that, but it's fine. We don't need this portal again. I hope. That is obviously for the Candyland resource miner. Which, talking about the resource miner, here is the blueprint and the controller. You might notice I'm actually missing like 64 of them. I shift clicked by accident and I made a stack of redundant machine controllers. But it's fine. So let me try to gather some garbage and assemble the resource miner. Well, the miner is set, we're getting the garbage, and most importantly, we're getting the garnet. And I think that's quite an achievement. Remember, there are 7 more resource miners to go, although I'm assuming the next ones are going to be a bit easier because we have already got the Heart of Darkness. We have already automated most of the items that you see over here, so getting the rest of the caps are not a big deal. It's just that, as usual, fluids are going to be a big deal. Alchemical goo. That's actually not that bad. I'm a bit torn what to do next. It does seem that the next caps and the next fluids are not a big deal. They're actually easy to craft now. Well, at least most of them. So do we make a push? Or do I fix warp? Don't really know, Prince Thomas. And thank you for the words of wisdom, Papa Felix. Still don't really know what to do. The thing which has me worried is that, for example, now that we have made the resource miner for Candyland, there is a Candite ingot. I'm supposed to know how to make it in a plasmatic condenser after exploring Candyland. And well, I still don't know how to make it. It doesn't have a recipe. Although very true, I can make the egg. It doesn't seem horrifying. And I can get it from the garnet, but that has me scared for a lot of other things. Anyways, until I figure it out, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.